You got your hair and makeup right? Y'all don't mind being filmed?
Listen, I'm just as excited as a youngin' on Christmas. Wait, you got to run. You wait till you get 50-year-old. How much more are you gonna run?
You're watching paint dry, reading the tune file out in here.
Has it got any codes?
Oh, you know what? I didn't even check it.
Okay, that's fine. I didn't know if it had any codes or not. I was hoping I did a good job. And that's one of the things I found a lot of pride in, was making sure I was within the rules, but you know, anyway. Ronnie tried to do the same thing a lot of times, and he made his own camshaft. He took a lawnmower cam, and he welded it up with a little old 110 Lowe's wire welder, and he reground it on his bench grinder, and he made a cam. And it actually ran pretty good. It actually ran.
Have you ever heard the name Winston Kendall?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, he did a lot of that for Holland and Moody. He went to them and said, I want this much direction, and they said, it won't ever run. He said, fine, I'll just go home and grind it my damn self. And he went home and done it, and it's like, oh my God, he might be on something here.
This was built 427 in my dad's nose.
Yeah. Yeah. He was the first guy. He took a T5 and made it a clutchless by taking valve springs and putting it in there, so as soon as you pulled it out of one gear, that valve spring would knock it, and go ahead and jam it into the next gear. And they couldn't figure out how he was shifting so fast, but they put them springs in there to make it where it just knock it to the next gear.
Are you old enough to remember when no English Ford sat down under his carport?
Mm-hmm.
He had an old English Ford Angler, they called him.
Yeah, the Angler, the little Angel.
Yeah, that's right. And it sat under that little old carport beside his house for years and years after he got too old to race. But he built that motor for my dad, and my dad went over there and he wanted to carry him for a ride in that Ford. And he said, Daddy said when he come out of the carport, they were looking at the rafters.
Yeah.
Sitting on there on concrete, he stood it up and come out there.
See, another thing they couldn't figure out how he was running so fast in the drag strip is he put springs on the wheelie bar, so it didn't just come up and hit it. It come up and absorb it. He could take the front tires and set it right down easy.
Daddy always thought like he was a really smart engineer
this time.
Man.
Wow. Yeah, he was running Mac races out of England, out running funny cars up there. He said, I've been playing with y'all this whole time. I could run with a funny car up here if I wanted to.
Yeah.
So now with it coming in here like this, what would be, is that from a stock computer or?
Yeah, it's running off the factory calibration. You got a big intake and headers, so it just fuel maps out the window at that point. So we're gonna fix all that. The laptop decides to wake up. Yeah, it was off the chart, like above 16 AFR. So we got to put a lot of fuel in it.
You like it? What do you think?
If it wasn't for this man right here, it'd still be sitting in the barn. Same.
Started with 171.6, went to 300.8, torque was 280.5, went to 347.2.
Cool.
You happy with that?
I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. You know, not very often you don't see a guy that'll talk you through it over the phone.
Oh, yeah.
And most of the time they want your money.
Yeah, because you got the harness and stuff from him too,
You
didn't
got the harness from him, you got the computer from him, and a lot of information,
you? Yeah.
a lot of know-how.
There you go.
You'd say it still be sitting in the building.
I give up on it. And all they did was answer a question on Facebook, and we got to talking back and forth.
Yeah,
All right.
that's good. I didn't even know he was over here. I'm glad. You are too, ain't you?
Oh, yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that's some cool stuff.
So what'd you do? You put all this you did in the driveway?
We did it at the house. I got a shop, and I put the motor in probably a year ago, and started, got to the fuel pedal, and decided not to go with the drive-by wire. I went with drive-by cable. The drive-by wire just kind of had my mind blown. And there's nothing really to it, but the drive-by cable made me feel better and made me fall back in love with it, and that's what pushed me on through.
There you go.
Cool.
What do you think?
See, senor. 130 extra horsepower, I mean, can't be complaining.
How many times you pay? What kind of money you pay for that kind of horsepower?
Oh, my, you paying today?
I spent a lot more than that.
I spent a lot less for
129.
You reckon that'll be seated
129
pants horsepower, or is that just gonna be nothing noticeable?
You might.
You might see it.
You might feel it.
Yeah, breaking and cutting up, drowning in fuel.
That's pretty awesome.
So I'm gonna say you're gonna be driving out of your
It's a good-
driver's
it's
side
gonna be
window and
long.
passenger side window on the way home.
It'll be a lot of difference from a 6-cylinder 3-speed.
Let's say you're gonna be doing a lot more driving out of your passenger and your driver's side window than the windshield on the way home.
No. I got to get that locker for a rear end, that way it'll get sideways with it. Got to get that locker.
That's some cool stuff.
Show them how you got your bed down and all that stuff. I mean, you did all that yourself.
Yeah, but
That's not something that just anybody can jump into and go like that.
well, it was a short bed truck, but it didn't have a bed on it when I bought it. And you know, some people would have called it a barn find, but I knew where it was at for a long time. Just happened to find a bed that was almost the right color in the junkyard, and brought it home and cut it down and put it together. It turned out pretty fair. If we can get somebody to smear a little bit of blue paint on these primer spots, we'll make a pretty good looking patina truck, I believe.
Right. So them ain't racing trucks.
They go in the wrong direction for racing trucks. Going the wrong way. Yeah, I didn't narrow it, I shortened it.
You ain't gonna go through no mud pits with it all.
Probably.
I don't think they'll talk about that.
That motor looks cool sitting down in an old truck like this.
I think it'll be a lot better than the fenders in it.
I mean, that's just cool stuff right there. I'm happy for it.
Yeah, Ronnie come over to the house a few months ago and done some work.
Yeah.
And he got to being kind of nosy out in my shop and saw the truck sitting there with the motor in it. And I think he was really wanting to trade me the work that he did for the truck.
I asked him what he'd take for it, and he said, he wouldn't want to give me what I want.
That's right before
I
I
didn't catch it at the right time, though. I should have catch it all when you
About
flush
6 months
right.
earlier, you probably got
Actually, that was right before I got in touch with Adam.
Yeah. Oh, well, you know.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to see what he, let's see. He answered, I think it was, the hoses, the radiator hose question. I believe that's the question I asked him, what they did for radiator hoses. And he answered that on one of the Facebook forums.
And one thing led to another. That's cool, right?
Tell you, he's real busy though. It's already a lot smoother. Is Adam friends with the Aquadale police?
We do a whole lot of testing of cars. We haven't run into a bunch of problems.
Oh my goodness. Even easing around is better. That is crazy. That is crazy. Crazy. You're gonna throw your carburetor in the pond. Aquadale Speed Shop. I'm telling you, you'll throw your carburetors away.
Made a big difference.
And mate, I'm talking about, you can't believe it.
Ain't that something?
It spun. We got on it when we turned around, and it spun all the way through third gear.
Wow, that's a big difference.
Well, of course, it's just one wheel, but
Yeah.
I mean, it spun all the way out of first and out of second and into third.
No.
It's crazy. I can't believe it's that much different. Now, the shifting points are a little bit different. I'm gonna drive it a little while and make sure it's.
Yeah, that,
Ooh.
so there's 2 inches difference in the tire size I was in, so that's gonna change it a little bit.
Uh-huh.
So as long as that hit the rev limiter when it changes gears, then you're good.
Now, it doesn't seem to be hitting the rev limiter, but it's crazy.
Ain't that something? Glad you know.
I'm telling you, you're gonna throw your carburetor in the pond.
I've heard it really makes a big difference.
Adam, thank you.
Hey,